If you grew up Hispanic or Black, this wasn't just a jar. This was the prescription for everything. Headache, Vicks. Flu, Vicks. Hives, Vicks. Broken heart, rub some Vicks on your chest and go to sleep. Nobody warned us what to do when Vicks can't fix was actually broken. Because most of us were raised to be good patients, quiet, respectful, and grateful to be seen. Unfortunately, I carried that into fertility and stage 4 endometriosis while dealing with PCOS and failed cycles. I sat in those appointments and stayed silent when I didn't understand things and took home pamphlets instead of answers. When a doctor told me my eggs were too old at 34, I didn't push back. I went home and cried because I didn't want to be difficult. But here's the part nobody tells you. The medical system doesn't reward politeness. It rewards clarity and persistence. And for a lot of us, especially if you were raised to not question authority, speaking up feels unnatural. It feels like you're being rude just for speaking up, when in reality, you're just participating in your own care. As adults, we recreate what we learned growing up. So if you were taught to stay quiet and, defer to the authoritative figures and not take up space, you'll do the same in the exam room or at work or in any situation you find yourself where you need to speak up about yourself. And the system is built to move fast, which means if you stay quiet, you get moved along with it. I had to learn something uncomfortable. I wasn't just a patient. I was responsible for understanding what was happening to my body. So I stopped apologizing and I started asking questions. I brought notes. I asked for explanations when I needed more. And I said things like, can you explain that to me again? What are my alternatives? And when I would ask for a test and they would refuse to give it to me, I would then say, can we document that in my chart? And suddenly everything changed. Not because I found the perfect doctor, although my current OB is phenomenal, but because I stopped being a passive participant in my story. The care my son received shifted the moment we shifted. And I learned that advocacy isn't about being aggressive, right? It's about being clear and consistent and persistent and unwilling to be overlooked. So my abuela's Vicks couldn't fix infertility, but it taught me something better, something deeper. That sometimes the remedy isn't something you apply. It's something you say. The moment I stopped shrinking in those rooms, everything changed. If you've ever left an appointment or a meeting feeling dismissed, rushed, or unheard, comment clarity below. That's where this starts. It's realizing that you're not alone and you don't have to accept that experience as normal anymore. I teach women how to speak to doctors and people of authority so they actually listen to what you have to say. If you're ready to stop being the good patient and start being the CEO and the leader of your life, your story, your care, hit that subscribe button. And if someone in your life is still apologizing for speaking up and for asking questions, send this to her. I'll see you in the comments.